Hi everyone, VortexTCG here, and today I've got a brand new deck profile of a deck that is very popular in BT14, has got its own debut in BT14, essentially got all of the deck in this one set, and that is Fenriloogamon, or Loogamon as it's mainly called. And it is a very interesting deck. It is an OTK deck, but it has an interesting way of going for OTKs. It uses the trash as its main source of resource, and then is able to then bring those guys back and then use Alliance to do 2 swings and then unsuspend constantly. So I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the deck, my current build, and if you're looking forward to this deck profile, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and let's get straight into the deck profile. Anyways, let's get into the deck profile. Let's start off with the eggs. We're going to be starting off with 4 Baumon. You can't play any other egg essentially. This is the only egg you can play in this deck because it has a very unique effect that is only for this deck, which allows you to Digivolve into a Dark Animal or SOC trait when you trash one of those cards. So yeah, you can't play anything else because you'll be bricking quite a bit and you won't be able to do the main combo. So you play 4 of the Battlemon. Let's then get into the rookies, and we start off with Fenriloogamon. This is your main starter card for the deck, quite frankly. This has a really good effect where it has start main phase. By placing 1 EG, which is the Tamer of the deck, from your hand or trash to this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, you gain a memory. And then it has an inheritable of when you play a guy with Dark Animal or SOC trait, gain a memory. Turns out getting an EG from anywhere, even if your EG gets deleted in a previous turn, is very strong. So you play 4 of this, and yeah, with this card alone and then the EG and then maybe some like wisdom training or mismemory boosts in the back, you can easily go from a 3 to 6 with very little memory usage. And the memory gain as well from the inheritable is also very important. It's actually kind of insane that this card not only gains you a memory for playing out a card that costs for free, but you also gain a memory when you play out guys later in your combo. So you play 4 of it, it is kind of like the no-brainer. My version, I play 4 Gabumon. This isn't a Dark Animal, which is one of the issues that the level 3s have. There isn't really any Dark Animals other than Fascomon at the moment in the card game. So we tend to fill out our level 3 lineup with other synergy that we can use. So the Gabumon's actually quite nice. It gains you a memory if your opponent has a Digimon in play at the start of the turn, which is very, very nice. Or start main phase even, sorry. And then it also has the when attacking effect, draw 1 and discard 1. Because you're going to be discarding a card, you could then trigger the Baumon, which allows you to Digivolve for free. Well, not for free, but for the cost. And yeah, that alone is pretty good. But also just the draw 1 and discard 1 is very nice for the deck as well. So you play 4 of it. Rounding off, I play the BT14 Fascomon. This card is a bit interesting in terms of the, you have essentially 2 options you could be playing here for the Dark Animal at level 3 level, if you want to play a Dark Animal that's level 3 anyways. This one is on deletion, draw 1 and discard 1, and end of opponent's turn, draw 1, discard 1. Essentially, this is just a body that you can guarantee when you go into your Soul Lugamons. So yeah, it's definitely a card that you could potentially cut if you want to just focus on your level 4s and then maybe add the Dracmon instead. But in my version, I kind of value having the level 3, so I just play 2 Fasco. And that is all the rookies. We play 10 rookies. Let's get on to the champions now, and then we have Fenriloogamon. Very similar, has the same inheritable as the Loogamon rookie. This has a when attacking effect. By placing or trashing 1 card in your hand, draw a card, and if EG's underneath, you gain a memory. It essentially starts off your combo because then you can trash a card, then Digivolve into the level 5. So in this case, it could be Hell or Soul. Hell will allow you to, delete the guy and then draw cards, but Soul will allow you to continue the combo into your Fenrir potentially. So yeah, this card is amazing, and if you can get this and the Loogamon, you essentially have a really good stack, and yeah, it's almost game winning at that point in my opinion. We also play 4 Fangmon. I know people are running this at 3, but I kind of just want to have this for 2 reasons. The first reason is because you kind of need it for the main combo itself. to go from a level 4 to a level 6, but also just having it as a dark animal that can return guys, but also trash guys on play or when attacking is very nice as well. Just having the body out here is also pretty nice, because then you can go into stuff like Chimeramon for game if you can't finish it off with the Fenriloogamon. So yeah, you play 4 of it in my version of the deck. The final one we play is free Black Gatomon. This card is essentially made for this archetype in my opinion. It's just a dark animal that has rush, so if you're playing out 3 guys with the Black Gatomon, well, that's illegal. Yeah, it's pretty good, because not only are you able to get another swing, but the DP is actually very important as well, because if you alliance the Black Gatomon, for example, you go to 18k 2 checks, and nothing in the game is really beating you at 18k unless you somehow get DP reduced, I guess. But yeah, you play 3 of it. This is one of your main combo cards you want to be trashing into your trash so that you can bring it back with your Fenrir or your Luga, or Solo, sorry, Sol Luga. Sorry, I get them confused. But yeah, you play 3 of it. You can't play any less, but you can't play any more, really. Going on to level 5s, we have Lugaramon. This card is amazing because it essentially is your enabler to start your Fenrir plays, essentially. When Digivolving, get to play level 3 or lower card with Dark Animal or SO Tree from your trash without paying the cost. However, if you have EG in this Digievolution cards, you can increase the level by 1. And then when attacking, trash a card and then gain a memory. So essentially what that allows you to do is you can play cards such as the Black Gatomon early, but you can also play stuff like the Fangmon, and if you go for the Fangmon and if you're swinging with the Lugamon when attacking, that means you can get into the Fenrir Lugamon in the same attack chain. You can't activate the when attacking effect once you've activated the level 4 Lugamon effect, but yeah, it's still very effective. The Inheritable is also very, very broken in this deck as well, because you're going to be going into the Fenrir when you're swinging with this guy for the most part. So when you play out the guy, you get to unsuspend straight away. So you're able to essentially go for 3 checks at security that could be alliance. So yeah, you play this at 4. It is just a little bit broken in my opinion. Speaking of broken cards, we've got Fenriloogamon. This one is kind of a in-engine deletion effect. Essentially, this allows you to, at the end of the turn, delete this Digimon and draw 2, and then if you may return a Lugamon from your trash to your hand. So essentially, you're just recycling the Lugamon that you have it on the next turn. But it also gets broken at the on deletion effect, which allows you to trash up to 3 cards with the Dark Animal or SOC trait from your hand, and then you get to delete opponent's Digimon that's level 3 or lower, but for every card that you discard, you get to increase the level by 1. So essentially, what you're doing with this card is that you're getting draw 2, first of all, then you're able to return a Lugamon to your hand. Really, really nice. Not only that, you're also deleting a guy, which is very, very powerful in this current game state, but in combination with other cards, such as like Analog Boy or Analog Youth even, you can then continue your turn and then Digivolve into the Lugamon on the same turn. So this card enables a lot of combos, but also some nice board clear in the deck, and also some nice draw that you need as well. And the discard is also very powerful, because that means you can discard cards like this one, the Black Gatomon. So yeah, you play 4 of it, it is a bit of a no-brainer. We also play, to finish off the level 5s, 2 Chimeramon. This deck is going to be playing out a bunch of level 4s, and if you're able to essentially keep them alive, and then from your alliance swings or stuff like that, and then go into Chimeramon, you essentially just get another free swing. But not only that, you get to put 1 underneath as well, which could matter in the long run as well. So yeah, the card is very, very good in the deck. It kind of feels like it's made for this deck in a weird way. But yeah, you play 2 Chimeramon in the deck. Level 6s now, and we are playing 4 Fenriloogamon. I call it Fenrir because I just think it's easier and it sounds cooler. But Fenriloogamon is the main card you want to be going into. Obviously, this card does everything. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. When Digivolving, get to play a level 4 or lower card that has Dark Animal or SOC in its traits. However, if you have EG underneath that, you get to increase the cards that you play by 2. So you heard me right. You can then play 3 level 4 or lowers for free from a level 6. Not even Omnimon Zort could do that, I think. Yeah, kind of insane, but it gets worse. When attacking once per turn, by deleting one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. But, and get this is a joke, for each of your Digimon, add 1 to the level of your of this effect that they can choose. So if you have this guy out, or you have another guy out, you get 4. So you can delete level 4 or lower. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to say about this card. It controls the field, but also allows you to go for OTK turns. And the worst part about this card is that it has your turn effect. This the turn end condition is the opponent having 3 or more memory. This one actually is very relevant in a weird way, because sometimes they just don't have a memory setter. So essentially you're just giving them a memory setter in a Digimon, but this allows you to continue your turn when you definitely shouldn't be able to. So yeah, this card is broken. It's obviously made for this deck, so you play it for. Finishing off the Digimon, we have one Def X. There are a lot of decks at the moment that go a little bit wide. Yeah, for that reason, we play just one of this. It's kind of like a nice board breaker in certain situations. For option cards, we play 4 Wisdom Training. Again, this card feels like it's made for this deck in a weird way, but essentially reveal 2 cards to your deck, add a purple card, put the rest to the bottom, and then delay, reduce the next Digivolution by 2. So, you know that cheap turn that you have already? Well, now you have a search and you can reduce it even further. And Drakmon even knows because he's being smug about it in the artwork. Yeah, if you're playing like a stack deck, in any color, if I'm being perfectly honest, you play the training boosts. Like for example, if you play blue, you play the blue one. If you play green, you play mental. These training cards are broken. And I think they're showing in prices now, because for like box topper ones, this is like €6. So yeah, they're going to go up very quickly, even though you've got one of each in the box. So yeah, you play this at 4. Finishing off the options, we play 2 Mist Memory Boost. I'm tempted to up this a little bit because I find that I sometimes do not have enough discard or trashing from the deck, because sometimes I have trouble finding the Black Gatomons or the Fangmons to put in the trash, and that sucks. So maybe I'm thinking about upping this maybe. Don't know where I'd reduce the cost to, maybe the Fenriloogamon. But yeah, this card is amazing. Mill 2 and then draw 1 and then gain 2 memory when you want. So yeah, you play 2 of this. Going into Tamers now, we play 4 Analog Youth. Apologies, I do not own a 4 for some reason, but you should definitely be playing 4 of this card. Reveal the top 3, add 1 Digimon card, trash the rest, and then when a level 5 or higher gets deleted, when it has Digimon sources underneath it, gain a memory and then hatch a Digimon egg in your breeding area. I've already told you the combo with the Fenriloogamon. This does quite a bit, because not only are you essentially gaining draw, but you're also gaining, you're keeping your turn, and then you're able to continue your turn and then do way more stuff. And it's very unfair, but hey, that's what the deck does, unfortunately, and get used to seeing it. This is one of the reasons why I actually thought this card would be hit on the ban list that came out not too long ago, because this card just enables a lot of strategies going for purple and other decks going forward. But we've got it at 4, so we play it at 4. And yeah, there's not really much else to say about it other than it is a little bit broken for the deck. Finishing the deck off, obviously we have the 4 EG. EG is obviously the main tamer of the deck, but it does a lot for the deck. So security effect, gets to play for free, of course, it's the normal tamer thing, but start of your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. They're pretty much always going to have a Digimon out, essentially, so you're always going to pretty much gain the memory. And if you don't gain the memory, well, boy, do I tell you that you could play this with Lugamon and then gain a memory anyways. So yeah, it's kind of insane. And then it has Mind Link. Mind Link just means that you can play it underneath one of your guys that has SOC or Dart Animal in its traits. And its all turns effect as inheritable, which is always going to be gain alliance and blocker. And then at the end of all turns, you may play EG from the Digivolution cards without paying the cost. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than this card is very versatile in the deck. You can easily search it. You can put it underneath your Digimon for free. Yeah, there's just a lot of cards that that can't even compete with this, if I'm being perfectly honest. So the Alliance and blocker as well is just the icing on the cake. Just being able to go into Fenrir, or Fenrir as I like to call him, and then just get an additional an additional check, a DP, and then doing it multiple times is crazy to me. So yeah, it is the main tamer of the deck, so we play 4 of it. Anyways, that has been my deck profile on Fenriloogamon. My thoughts on this deck is that it is very, very strong. It can easily outspeed your opponent depending on your mills for the mill cards that you have in your deck. This deck does get more support in future sets, so I could definitely see this being something that you could invest in and play for the long haul. So let me know what you guys think about the deck list in the description or the comment section down below. And thank you all for watching this video. And if you did enjoy this, please do like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.